a very important and an innovative sort of panel discussion, because educating so many people, so many young people across our country is a very, very big challenge. And the most important thing in education, as everybody knows, all of us know, is the quality. So how we do not, we can compromise on quality and many perhaps other things, but certainly not on education, because that is what takes us through the rest of our lives, you know. And digital education is basically the technology which is used to have a much higher reach with quality. So the quality education which is available in the big cities, can that go to the smaller towns? Can that go in the same format? That's the audiovisual format, which is the fastest way of learning. So these are important things which have to be discussed. In our entire sort of industry, some of the products are at the highest GST taxation point, which is 28%. I mean, some of those products are very basic. I mean, education is a basic thing. In fact, education should be kind of, in other words, free. So which means the taxation should be the lowest. And here we have the highest taxation on a product which is completely for youngsters and for education, for developing the new generation.
Recently, government have announced that if we import a panel, there will be at around 22% duty, and there will be around 28% GST. So that means 50% of the taxes we need to pay to the government. Surely they have done this to promote Make in India, so that more and more companies will come forward and start manufacturing in India. But overall, if I will see, the 50% purchase is done by the government. So somewhere we feel that if government is the customer and government is going to charge us the duty and taxes, so is the government actually who's going to face all this? So it's a more over departmental fight. But other side, if you see, if it's a non-government sale, then it's a big challenge for a small teachers, a B and C class cities teachers, who cannot afford this suddenly 30% hike, the effect which is coming now.
So, interactive flat panel, when it incepted probably 5 years back, it was considered to be a kind of computing device. Like you think of a computer with CPU, with keyboard, mouse, and a monitor. Now, technology product company like us, what we did, like we put the computer inside the monitor, convert the mouse into a touch ecosystem, and we made the size of the panel bigger. So all-in-one ecosystem goes into the classroom. The debate was, it was a more of a computing device, basis of which the product got cleared from the custom with zero duty because it's a computer device. Now, a second set of opinion came into the picture, and they started saying, hey, it's a display product, so the duty structure will go up. So I fully agree with Virenji. Like when we talk about equity of education across the nation, the affordability of the product which is being deployed in the classroom should be cheap, so that more and more classroom be integrated. So when you change the duty structure from 0 to say 20% and increase the GST by 18 to 28%, so overall around 30 to 32% hike in the product cost, it impacts a lot to the end customer. You know, in the ICT space, when a new tender comes up, I mean, our government's motive is to integrate as many classes as possible. So if you enhance the budget by 30%, automatically the scope squeezes.
There's a government school in Dras. Now, if you know, Dras is the second coldest inhabited place on the world. It's located high in the mountains in Kashmir, and temperatures reach -40. So many of the students are not able to go to school when there's a snowstorm in winter. So AV solutions today can actually allow the students to sit at home, and the teachers also to be at home and still conduct the classes as usual. So these are some of the things that we have been doing in the past, and so while the AV penetration in the education sector is pretty low, as some of the other speakers were talking, today there's a lot of 3D tools and AI tools which help students to actually conduct experiments or have a more immersive way of interacting with the content in the syllabus. So these software actually recreate a lab on the interactive flat panel displays. So these kind of software help the student to understand the whole concepts, the theories, and the technology much better.
So after getting the feedback from the local market, we are developing a product which is based on mini LED and QD film technology incorporation together. By this, we will be able to achieve very high level of contrast ratio, which is as good as 10:1 contrast ratio. So you will have a very good differentiation between black and white, and various shade of pictures can be seen very effectively. Other than this, we will be able to achieve high level of brightness, and this brightness can be controlled also. So if I see high level of brightness, the brightness can go up to as much as 1000 nits. And that is not all. We can control the zone of that brightness also. We can reduce zone-wise the brightness as per the requirement. So the same panel can be used in the various environment, whether it be a full lighting environment or it is a closed small classroom setup. We need not to change the infrastructure. Of course, this is also integrated with few additional features like EDLA current requirement and addressing AI functions. So that is already been incorporated. We are also working with our local partner to see that how we can add local content to fit in regional-wise and state-wise requirement. I think for this, we are thankful to various collaboration we have done recently, and we are poised to keep increasing this collaboration to the next level.
The first thing is ease of integration. What kind of tools teachers are, which are available for teachers to use, and should be absolutely within just one platform. You know, back in COVID days, I remember teaching. I used to switch between 50 tabs to set the right website, to set the right hyperlink for students, to tell them that, okay, we are going to do this today. But ease of integration really means providing just one single platform to teachers, which can help them in gathering videos, audios, and someone just in the, my co-panelists also mentioned that, of course, there has to be a platform, but ease of content and ready-made content is also available. But at the cost of, teacher liberty. We are not sacrificing teacher liberty or freedom, because these kinds of contents which we are providing are completely editable. So again, we want the teachers to be the center of class, and we will never know what level students have, only they know. So they can always edit, make changes, modify it as per the level of the learners.
I think in India also, we need to take a moderate view of it, understand what the ecosystem is heading towards, and not just blindly follow it. Tech needs to be used in a proper way, not for an overstimulation, not create any kind of overstimulation. So from that point of view, our brand, we have a very customer-centric approach that we create. Whenever we go to an end customer, we have a stimulation quotient for them. Whether or not that classroom or the space or the teachers or the students require that, what kind of solution. So, and as per that, we suggest them whether to go with a projection system, whether to go with an IFPD panel, or probably even an LED display.
Now focusing more on a problem that I was personally facing, and I personally experienced it. If we talk about the total TAM of display products in India, so the TAM is around 1.5 lakh crore ke aspas, the number comes. And if we cut down to the education domain and interactive panels, so the number might be reaching 50 to 60,000 crores. So I was making a report on this figure, and I reached to a point that this 50 to 60,000 crores of revenue is been taken by the top 10 the top 10 brands which are contributing to this revenue are all global. There is no Indian brand in this whole space which is contributing in the top 10 ranks, and so that was quite shocking for me. The government is screaming that promote Make in India brands, promote the indigenous use of technology and use. But if we see the practical scenario, only the government is buying the Make in India products. But if you talk about the private sector customers, the private, be it a university or a corporate, so they are not concerned about Make in India. They need a good technology, they need a good service and support. That is where the Indian brands are kind of lacking right now. And I've personally felt that this is a very big white space for us. So I noted down a few points, and we are working aggressively on those points. So one of the key points that we face is the service and support. So why do a customer globally or in India? So why do they go with Samsung, or why do they go with LG or any global brand? So it is not just for the product or the technology. It is also for the service and support which is provided down the line for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and so many years